right, and go get off. You guys supposed to go in and get cracking regardless if they got a knife or not. You better go out there and get cracking. That's prison politics. That's Pelican Bay. That's Calipat. That's California prison politics, gangbanging, cripping, blood. I mean, we got to know. We straight off the top. The door's open. We have war. Get cracking. Don't go out there and say, oh, it's cool. No, we have war. Get cracking, because we know that they gonna get cracking on us the same way. So we know when some doors open on accident, get cracking. However, doors never popped open on me, but they did it to the homie D from Promoter. D was coming back. They open the door when two Southsiders let him out. Just so happened D stopped at the hot water dispensary first, filled up some hot water in his cup. So when these dudes came out, they ran at him. He threw the hot water in dude's face. Plow. And dude went down like that. Then he was squabbling with the other one. While he was squabbling with the other one, the dude in the tower pulled out a 38. Real shit, I am not making this up. Pelican Bay, 8 block, 1993. Put the gun in the tower, pull out, and start busting. Bloom, bloom, with the real pistol at the home. Get down, get down. Now, mind you, I'm upstairs on the top tier. So I'm like looking out. I'm like, oh shit. And I see the homie, he below us, because you can't really see up under that because it's a tier. But you just see him down, dude, hit a tussle. And I'm watching the dude at the tower pull out, and he like, boom, boom, boom. He straight busting. So that was my war moment. Another one of my war moments for Pelican Bay, because that's the shit that happens. They pop the doors on us a lot. They set you up a lot in prison.
Damn, that's crazy. That's insane.
Real shit, man.
What being in those prisons, what is it like functioning with the people you might beef with on the outs, but in prison you got to get together? Is that what what is that like? To go from on out, you're like, you know, these is your enemies, F this hood, whatever, and then you go in there, not gonna name any hoods, but you go in there and then y'all click up. Like, what is that like? Because a lot of people, people don't speak on that. Like, what is that like to go? Would you consider that like maturing to click up with these people for the better good of protection, or like what is that like? Like, explain that.
Well, I don't know. For me, I did it young. I went to prison at 18. So to get in prison, I understood that you're a Crip. Once you get to prison, we don't beef. What we do on the streets and what we did in the county jail, once we get to the state, it's all cripping. You know what I mean? So that was actually cool, because that's how I developed relationships with bonds with Crips from other hoods. Like, we don't get along with Hoovers though, but I've met a lot of Hoover niggas that I got a lot of love for. So that's how it goes. You don't know these people because of politics and shit till you get to know them. You get to prison, and then you be like, nigga, you cool as fuck. You know what I mean? So that's how it was the Crips. I mean, with the Hoovers, that's how it's been with me with Bloods as well, Pyrus, whatever. You know, you learn that. But we in prison, we come together on some black shit because we got a lot more people up against us. Because we tend to have two different races instead of just, I mean, it's just like you tend to have a lot of times you have the Southsiders and you have the whites that ride with them against the blacks. So we ain't got time to be up in there on no tripping because we on some Crippin' blood shit. You black nigga, that's what it is. But we have our issues with each other, and it's not always with that. The whites don't always side with the Southsiders. It don't always be like that. You know what I mean? But we get to prison just like with the Mexicans. The Mexicans get to prison, they all Southsiders. We get to prison, we all black.
Okay. Makes sense. Being in those prisons, did you ever come across like any people that were like notable like inmates other than like your run-ins with Spark or Neckbone? Were there other people that had like, you know, that were like big like that?
Well, many. Cause I say Spark and Neckbone, as far as my hood, that's just them two. Because I've been with Spark's brother, I've been with so many other my G homies. A lot of my homies is pretty much, in the sense, kind of high profile because of the relations with Tookie and everything that they had going with the Blue Note thing. So a lot of my homies has been involved in a lot of shit throughout the prison culture. Yeah, but I done been around like I say, Peabody from Denver Lane, SS from Denver Lane, Ford Dog from from Compton, Pyro. These is G dudes, G gang members right here, man. Reputable cats. Big Ant Malloy from Compton Crip. You know, it's been so many people, man, I done met over the years, man, in prison, and you just learn to get along, you learn to coexist. Even Mexicans, you know what I mean? It's just what it is. I done been in the prison with one of the Menendez brothers was into Hatchby and I was in there. I done been in prison with like Pretty Boy from Rolling 60s. I done been in prison with OG Cutes that y'all see on Kid Mac, both of them, OG Magnificent 7. I done been in prison with Jay Stone, All Money In. I done been in prison with Anthony Johnson, rest in peace, AJ Johnson, shall I say, from Ezel, from Friday. He was in CRC when I was in there before I paroled. He was on a different facility. I seen him once, but I've been in prison with him. I done been in prison with Robert Downey Jr.'s first cousin and Donovan, whereas he used to come up there and visit him. So I done been in prison with a lot of different people, man, and you bounce around as long through the prison system as I have, that's going to happen, yo.
So, all right, being that my page, you know, I cover a lot of different prisons from California to anywhere in the world, really, all over. And I come across people that got some crazy ass sentences. Like there was one dude I did, he had like 3,000 years. Have you ever came across someone that had like a sentence where you were like, God?
Yeah,
like,
the homie Strawberry from Southside Compton Crip, he had like 646 years, something like that. And that was like crazy because at the time when he had 646, I had 70 to life. And he had 646 to life. He needs to clown me, tell me to get my years up, get some more years, come kick with the big boys. I'm like, yeah, right. I got 70 is enough. Way too many years as it is, 70 to life. And you got 646. I don't know what's up with the homie Strawberry from the South. I hope he out. Much love, much respect to the homie South. Strawberry, that's the homie. You know what I mean? Wherever he at, shout out to him. You know what I mean? But that was the most I ever seen. That's the most I've ever been around somebody that I know personally had crazy ass numbers like 646. Like, damn. I could be wrong on those 46, could be 636, but whatever it was over 600. It was 630, 646, 56, some shit like that.
Holy
real.
Shit.
Yes. Compton Court did that to him.
Damn.
Believe that.
Yeah, they that's damn. They tried it. Man. What on a more positive note, what was your go-to like thing to eat or spread in there? Like I mean, obviously you're not there now, but if this was 8 years ago, 10 years ago, what would you be thinking about eating? What would you be craving right now?
Man, I just go ahead and give me a chop up a sausage, chop up a meat log, throw it in there with a soup, a little bit of rice, crushed dried out onions, some jalapenos, hit that water on that joint, then put my mayonnaise and my squeezed cheese and my sriracha on it. That was the basic go-to. But when you're making the rice bowls, you don't want to use no soup. You're going to stick to straight rice. You're going to get that sausage. You're going to chop that sausage up. You're going to might put some oysters or something with that shit, whatever else, other kind of meat you got. And you're going to put that shit in the bag. And you're going to put that in a little hot pot, let that heat up. Throw the hot water on top of your noodle, on your rice. Most people that really know how to get them don't use noodles. They use rice. So you get to using straight rice. And you put the hot water on the rice, and it's going to form up. So a lot of people don't like to use noodles because I don't know. But then you put the meat on top of that, and then you get the jalapeno cheese and the sriracha and the mayonnaise, and voila, that's your rice bowl, bro.
Man, that sounds like that sounds like some like prison hibachi right there, man. You whipping it up, player.
Nah, man, I know cats in there get down though. I was just basic. That was the go-to. I know people get down, man. They chopping up everything. And they was on some saute shit. They had a plug in the kitchen. We don't get onions. They got little onions. Everything gonna go in the bag. You gonna get a little bag and put your meats in there, your onions, whatever seasons you got in there. You gonna tie that bag up, and then you gonna put that in the pot. And let the hot pot that's boiling hot water is heating that up. So while that's heating that up, you got water on your noodles. Because in prison, we don't do cook top ramen the way we cook top ramen on the streets. On the streets, everybody throw the top ramen in the pot on the stove and just get it cracking. You don't do that in prison like that. It's because it's instant. We slam that bitch on the floor. we slam that bitch on the floor to crush it up. Or we crush it up in our hand, make it real crushy, whatever. That way don't got to be the long pieces of noodle. And you throw it in the bowl. You take your seasoning pack out. You put a little rice with it. You throw some extra little seasons with that shit. And then you hit the hot water and you put the top on, let it sit. It's going to blow up. So while that's sitting with the hot water because it's instant now. Remember, it's instant. So while that's blowing up, you got this over here, the meat cooking in the pot. So now once the meat is done, you can pull it out. You smell all the seasoning in that. Then you just throw that shit on. You throw that shit on top of that, like spread it around, and you hit it with your sriracha, your squeezed cheese, your mayo, all the other good shit. And that's basic spread 101 in prison, yo.
So it sounds like you weren't eating horrible in there. Like you was eating pretty.
That shit is horrible. That shit is horrible. Don't think this.
Man, you make it sound delicious.
Just because I make it sound like that, I'm laughing. That shit is horrible. Fuck that shit. I'm out here. I'm eating real good now. but at the time, because one thing about it is, you know what I mean, with people that's diabetics and people that's pre-diabetics, you're eating a lot of white rice. That ain't good for you. For one, so we in there buying white rice, we buying top bottoms, a lot of sodium in that shit. So as far as your health, that's your diet, that stuff is like not really good. So they selling cases of top ramen in there for $6. You get a whole case of top ramen. I think a whole case of fucking, I can be like 12 in the case. A cup of noodles with like $5 or some shit like that. I don't know. Each prison try to go up with their commissary, their canteen. It might be a little bit more, but you know, you make the best of it. I know people do not eat top ramen. I know people that's all they eat is rice. That's it, rice. And then you got the Asian homies in there, right? They getting some exotic shits, like for real. They ordering shit in the package. We order shit from Union Supply, Walkenhurst, Access, them kind of places. So they ordering their food from there. These niggas coming there with octopus and squid. So the same way I just said how to cook that shit, these niggas doing the same thing. Got the whole unit, the whole dorm smelling like octopus and fucking, what the fuck is that smell? It could be like, the Asian homies got it cracking over there. Let's go taste that shit. I'm like, bro, let me get some of that shit. Give me a little bowl of that shit.
You could order just about any type of food?
Yeah, I'm there. What's on the package books, man? What's on the package books? You gotta look in those package catalogs or online. You know, they got .com, so you go online and you look and you see what it is. That's how we get our packages. And like, you know, send me this, send me that, send me this, send me that, and you get to get an exotic. So whatever they got on it.
Sound fire.
Yeah, they ate
that right.
Yeah, they have some of that shit in there. But then we got mac and cheese. It's different ways, motherfuckers. I didn't like to cook in my hot pot, right? Because when you cook in your hot pot, now your hot pot got that taste in it. And I like to drink coffee, so I like to put my hot pot, plug it up, the hot water. So like, I don't want to be drinking water, drink some coffee, and my coffee tastes like mac and cheese leftovers and shit because the pot tastes like that. So I didn't like to do that, but I know people that do that, just put boiled water, throw the mac and cheese in there. But a lot of times, for those of us who've been in the prison system for a minute, who got maneuvers, we tend to get like, we get the hot pot when you parole, bro, or buy another one from somebody. So now I got another one. I use this hot pot to throw my mac and cheese and my, you know what I'm saying, all that hamburger helper shit up in there.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be drinking some, you know what I mean? And you tasting like, you got like ground beef in this motherfucker.
Yeah. That makes sense.
For real.
Pretty much the same way if you was at home, if you was like deep frying a lot of fish.
Exactly.
A lot of people wouldn't want, if they don't like seafood, they don't want to deep fry their chicken in there.
Exactly.
No, I understand it.
So it's the same, man.
I understand that, man. Well, yeah, I appreciate you dropping in and doing the interview for my page. Do you have anything you want to say to people? Yeah, man, check out, go ahead and follow my page, Gangbangers Life Coach on YouTube. Check out Wrong Getting Me, that's my brand, but check out Gangbangers Life Coach on YouTube. I appreciate that. Follow your boy. I'm dropping some serious content, some real content. Know that it's made up fake shit that everybody, I ain't gonna say everybody, a lot of people putting out, but just tune in, see what I'm talking about. That's right. And I got one more question. Is it possible for a person in never mind, I'm just cut that part. Stupid.